People often say that Knetz have been holding a ridiculously huge double standard against female idols in K-pop. But did you know, when it comes to serious boycotting by fans, only male artists must go through such a scary phase? Of course, that sounds absolutely counterintuitive. But if you look into the big picture, you will see female idols often face criticism even from fans. But those fans hardly ever boycotted them for real. However, when fans decided to turn their backs on male idols, they would become much more cold-hearted. Number 1. Formerly GOT7's Jackson. Talking of the real gentleman of K-pop, Jackson was once among the top mentioned names, because he's always been the kind of person who is not only sensible, but also extremely caring to everyone. However, things turned out to not be as perfect as they seem, because Jackson has recently gotten caught up in a drama where he, along with a super-duper controversial name in the recent time, Lee Yifeng, was accused of frequently visiting prostitutes. While none of the accusations were confirmed, he had already lost his biggest fan base, and many believe this clearly meant Jackson was being boycotted by his own fans. And sooner or later, his career would be doomed due to the lack of support. Things all started after the Beijing police station officially confirmed that famous Chinese actor Lee Yifeng had used prostitution services on various occasions, leading to him losing most of the commercial deals and being banned from the industry. Then, almost right off the bat, the Chinese influencer Blaze Wanwan insinuated that there was more to the story, and 3 male artists, whose surnames started with W, C, and H, were also involved in this drama. Some initially heard on the Bush Telegraph that Jackson was the one whose surname started with W, but many fans still defended him at this point. Yet, the situation quickly escalated as his biggest 8-year fan site, Wonka0328, shut down with a suspicious final message. Hope that you remember your dream and passion when you started, and be able to live without shame. Since Chinese fans are famous for their loyalty and generosity in supporting artists, the sudden closure led to people's speculation that Jackson was indeed involved in the prostitution scandal. According to netizens, this marked a crucially adverse mark in Jackson's career, as this fan bar has been with him since the day he was just a kid leaving for South Korea, meaning Jackson's majority of support for his career came from this bar, and their closure was equal to a great loss, especially when Jackson's reputation in China was set to flop. As earlier this year, a used-to-be fan claimed that he had constantly asked his fandom to seed and buy achievements for his music products. While the future remained unseen, the fact that Jackson is facing a potential large-scale ban in China, yet his fans don't bother to defend or make a fuss with the government, has partially proven that he's in big trouble. If he kept going this way and failed to release any clear statements, netizens believe Jackson would soon disappear from the industry for good. Number 2. BTS. While BTS has maintained the top boy group position for years, many of their fans are gradually leaving the fandom for good. I know that sounds ridiculous, because if such a thing happened, the act would be flopping right now. But still, fans are leaving their fandom, and the reason mostly comes down to one thing. BTS is getting too political. On Twitter, the tweet questioning why BTS is so political now attracted lots of attention. And according to people in the comments section, it was annoying to see BTS, as a K-pop star, has been active in so many political activities recently, to doing interviews and presses with the president of South Korea, to delivering a big speech about self-awareness at the UN. Some fans just found it annoying that BTS didn't dedicate their whole efforts into music, but started to do political things, which was a pretty controversial realm because fans from one country might not favor the political climate of another at all. Those who left the fandom also brought up the allegation that BTS's music was getting lamer and lamer to bash them. As used-to-be fans who had followed the group since the very first day, they believed BTS was shifting way too far from their initial purpose, promoting self-love. And from 2016 forward, the only thing they did well was to follow the same repetitive, One Direction-inspired music formula to gain popularity in the States. While this topic is still a big debate, because some said their music was getting better considering the exponentially growing fandom, many fans reckon BTS no longer deserve their support, since the act was now too busy chasing money, rather than spreading a meaningful message like before. One person even recorded herself tossing away all of BTS's merch. And considering the fact that she bought many albums of the era where BTS was still an unnamed rookie, her giving up on the group was a huge red flag, hinting at a future where many other fans would follow suit. Even when they didn't mean to shake off their ARMY title, questions like, why would a strong fan that has supported BTS suddenly leave the fandom would possibly remain in their mind, making them second-guess their choice to support the group. Also, according to them, the act didn't even wholeheartedly participate in the political realm either, since with a short speech at the UN, RM still needed someone to help him write it, rather than him speaking from the bottom of his heart. However, there were still many ARMYs who defended the group, saying a part of the fandom was really dramatic and overreacting, as BTS's change was for the sake of greater success. As nothing remains the same and changes must be made for the better, and in this case, BTS had opted for a more radio-friendly music genre to gain more coverage in the West, as well as strengthening their bonds with the authorities. They should never be judged just because they are moving big steps. Number 3. Former winners Nam Taehyun. Having been caught up in a big scandal where Nam Taehyun was accused of abusing drugs and physically assaulting his girlfriend, many said he was probably trying to test the patience of a few remaining fans because, in the past, he had been boycotted by lots of fans, yet never seemed to learn from the mistake. For example, in 2016, a fan site of Nam Taehyun, Slytherin94, announced a shutdown because they realized his image was nothing like on the internet, and the fan master was too exhausted to keep up with the editing of his photos. This fan master even outright bashed his image, telling other fans to stop looking up to his ideal image online because he barely looked like that in real life. While many were annoyed because it made no sense for a fan site to shame the idol's appearance they once supported, many speculated there was more to the story, because this fan site had been with Nam Taehyun for 3 years, and simply canceling him over his not looking good enough was senseless. That's also when other fans of Nam Taehyun dug deeper into the matter, and soon enough, they found out that he had been leading such a scandalous life that YG Entertainment had to give up on him after 2 years. First, they found out that the male idol once triggered his fans in 2014, aka the year he had just debuted, for shouting informally at his fans, "He's speaking,"
여러분 즐거우세요!
so that they could shut up for Kang Sung-yoon to speak. This ended up getting him into such a big criticism that he had to apologize and promise to be more careful next time. Of course, lots of fans stopped supporting him right after this incident, but many others decided to stay as they believed he was just a kid. As one fan quoted the words of YouTuber Lee Jin-ho, Nam Taehyun had also done multiple things that hurt fans, including dating 7 celebrities in just 2 years, and taking some to Winter's dorm. As a result, lots of fans turned their back on him, yet because he was later seen to have a serious breakdown on a livestream, speaking in tears and asking for a gun, some empathized and stayed. But do you think they would stay anymore after he was accused of abusing drugs and beating up his own lover? Well, very likely not. So basically, Nam Taehyun's fanbase was almost like zero at this point. And because the evidence of every mistake he made seemed legit, no one bothers to defend or empathize with him anymore. So, do you think these idols deserve such negative reactions from fans? Are there any misunderstandings that have not been resolved? Comment down below to share your thoughts with us. Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe to BeBoss TV for more interesting K-pop content. Thank you for watching.